Hey, what's up friends, it's me Curix, and I know it's another upload and you might be wondering, but I'm in fact not kidnapped and replaced by an alien clone that looks like the real Curix. I'm in fact the real Curix.
What about us though? Are we alien clones?
Yeah, we have rights, you know?
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, I'm from Germany, and in fact, not from Mars. Here are 10 things I love about Germany. Number 1, bakery products in Germany, more specific German bread. And now, like with most things on my list, I really didn't appreciate those things until I experienced how it's like living without them. If you didn't know, bread is a huge thing in Germany. We even called our dinner Abendbrot, which literally translates to evening bread. I think you could see it like in Asian cultures, you kind of eat rice with everything because like a kind of a filler to make your food more. And for us, our rice would be potatoes and bread. In Germany, it's quite common to eat something warm for lunch and then you eat bread with things, for example, margarine, cheese, salami, Nutella, marmalade, whatever for breakfast and for dinner. I experienced that in a lot of countries they really only have white bread. I mean, I love toast and baguette and such, but after a while, like when I was in Spain, I really started craving the good old German bread. We have so many different kinds of bread, and literally if you go into a bakery, there's normally the salesperson, and then behind the salesperson is a big shelf full of different sorts of bread. It's like in every bakery it's like that. Also pretzels. Number 2, well, we're already talking about food, sausages. I love German sausages. I deserved that, didn't I? You really don't get to buy so many good sausages in Spain. But I don't just want to bash a country because the ham in Spain, cue the ad.
Delicioso aroma, intenso sabor. Jamón sin marca alguna. Quien lo prueba, repite.
Yo repetite. You too?
Lol.
But yeah, for good sausages, you gotta come to Germany, man. We have so many amazing sausages like Bratwurst, Currywurst, Weißwurst, Bockwurst, Frankfurter Würstchen, Wiener Würstchen. By the way, Wurst and Würstchen, that's German for sausage. But yeah, literally, if you go to any festival activity or any market, there's always gonna be a few people selling sausages. That's just how it works. Okay, let's move away from the food and... Come on, I don't want people to leave my video because I got too hungry, went up to the kitchen, opened the fridge, didn't see anything, went frustrated back down, and didn't feel like my video anymore. Point 3, healthcare, and that's actually a pretty up-to-date topic if you look at what's going on in the US right now. And I'll make this short. I just feel really comfortable knowing that if I break my leg right now, it will still suck because my leg is broken, but at least I don't have to worry about paying anyone to fix it. Or if I feel sick, I can just go to a doctor without having to worry about if I really should go to the doctor because I want to save some money. And I think actually this is one of the biggest reasons why I would feel uncomfortable really living in the US. I mean, now there's another big orange reason for that, but you know. Number 4, I love that Germany is so multicultural. You never have it far if you want to go to Chinese or Italian or Indian or Turkish or whatever restaurant, and I'm talking about food again. But really, I know I'm doing things I love about Germany video right now, but in fact I'm quite the opposite of a patriot, and I think multiculturalism is making life so much more interesting. If you can just get in touch and learn about different cultures instead of just being stuck into your own. It's just if you never leave your place and you never talk to people outside of your culture or your circle, I think that's really dangerous because you can get stuck in this small-minded mindset of our traditions, our culture is the best and we have to preserve it and we have to defend it, let's build a fucking wall because we don't want any outsiders in. And I think this is so stupid. Okay, here's the thing. This point is kind of escalating right now. I literally talked about this for 2 hours in front of the camera already, trying to restrict myself because I don't want this point to be too long and because I'm gonna have so much struggle editing this and I'm getting so... There's so much I want to say to this. Maybe I'm gonna make another video about this. Let me just say this, that I think that patriotism, like patriotic thinking and thinking that your country is the best is such a stupid and dangerous thinking. For me, in my perfect world, nobody would give a shit about country borders and every human can just live wherever the fuck they want because who even told you that this piece of land is yours? It's like at one point you were somewhere else and then you moved somewhere else. Like everyone is an immigrant at one point and we're all freaking you. Okay, you see, I'm getting really fired up on this. And I don't want to explode this video because this video was supposed to be a really different topic. So I'm gonna move on to the next point, but maybe I'll make another video about this. There's a lot I want to say and a lot of emotions. Let's move on to the normal video. Okay, calm down, let's go for the next point. Number 5, safety. And I'm not even talking about crime rates, which I think are quite decent, okay, actually I have no idea. But I feel quite safe in my neighborhood. Yay. But what I mean is that in Germany we never really have any environmental tragedy happening. We never have any tornadoes or tsunamis or volcanoes or earthquakes or anything like that. I think the worst thing that sometimes happens or can happen is if it just rains a lot and there's some river overflowing. Overflowing, and then you have like some village or city parts overflow. It's flooded. It's nothing compared to like the big tragedies that you hear on TV in different countries that happen. So that's good. Good job, Germany. Number 6, I love that we have different seasons in Germany. We have a hot but not too hot summer, a beautiful autumn with all the different colored leaves on the trees and on the ground, at least on the days that it doesn't rain, and a white winter depending on where you live, and then a spring where everything starts to blossom again. I could live with a shorter winter because on paper winter goes from December to January to February, but in reality it sticks around for a few more months in which it's just gray and rainy and really cold. I think that's quite unnecessary. We could cut down on the actual winter a little bit. And for example, in Spain, I missed that they didn't have any snow, but at least the winter wasn't that long, so it didn't drag on for so long. It was cold, but it wasn't that cold, and then it stopped really soon as well. Unfortunately, I actually had to leave when winter was just stopping, and then I came to Germany and winter was still fully there. When I was in Singapore, I heard that Singapore generally it's always around 30 degrees, so it's always pretty warm and moist, so you never really have a change. And I think for some people that can be really nice, but for me, I personally like me some more change. Number 7, I love that Germany is so freaking well connected. You definitely can't survive without a car in Germany, and not just in the big cities, but in the smaller cities too. You never really have it far to the next bus stop, and that can probably bring you to every place in that city, or to the next city, or to the train station, and from that train station you probably can access all of Germany. Number 8, and I already explained this in more detail in my Spain versus Germany video, but I love that you can study for free in Germany. You even get financial support from the state if you're under 24. It's true that most of our universities are rather modern and maybe a bit boring buildings, kind of like our school, and not like the prestigious and super old and beautiful buildings like the universities in the USA, but the ones in the USA are also freaking fucking expensive. So if I would have to choose between studying for free in a rather boring looking building or studying in a super beautiful, amazing building, but actually paying so much for it, or paying for the rest of my life for the time that I study, I would choose studying for free any day. Well, unless I'm rich.
But you're not rich.
And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad.
Number 9, and it's another point that I already touched in my Spain versus Germany video, is that I actually love that we recycle so much in Germany. And that's also why my girlfriend and me actually did recycle during our time in Spain. And it's like in Spain you have some options to recycle because you have those recycle bins every few blocks, but it's a lot less organized and way less popular than it is in Germany. And I don't know, I think it just makes me feel better about myself, I guess, because I feel like, yay, I'm doing something for the environment at least. But yeah, I also just really like the tidiness of knowing exactly where I put what. And I think a little part of me dies every time I see plastic, paper and some food leftovers in the same bin. Number 10, my final point is that I love how much importance the German education system lies on learning English. Obviously it depends because in Germany we have 3 different lines of school that you can go. It's kind of different difficulties, and depending on which one you go, you will be longer in school. So generally it's like the easiest one will also be the shortest time in school, then it's a bit harder and a bit longer school, and then this one where it's like supposed to be the hardest and you're gonna be in school the longest, and that's normally the one that prepares you to go to university after. But either way, already in preschool, I think that's from 6 to 10 years old, you will already learn like super basic English, and it's more like a playful way of learning English, I guess. Starting in 5th grade, which means you're about 11 years old, English actually becomes one of the main courses that you have. And yeah, at that point you actually learn a lot of English, and then depending on like later on in your school career, you can make some choices if you want to put more emphasis on English or on other fields. But either way, at that point you will be able to understand and somewhat speak English. I think like that's so important for me because for me it feels like that really opened kind of the world to me, because English is such a useful language. And obviously at one point I decided to make my YouTube videos in English, and generally English is such a big part of my life. I mean, without English I probably wouldn't have been able to be together with the most important person in my life now, because my girlfriend and me speak English together. I think that's also why English has like a really special place in my heart, and like I'm really glad that generally in Germany English is so important. Actually, if you walk down the street you will see like English words everywhere, because a lot of people, like if they want to have like a cool name for their shop, they probably make it in English, or some parts of the advertising, if they want to be hip, then they're gonna use English anyways. And I think if you come to Germany and you can't speak any German and you can speak English, you're gonna be perfectly fine. Because even if there are a lot of people that probably are uncomfortable or they're not practicing their English, they can still have a basic understanding, and generally with English you will get anywhere in Germany and you can probably do anything you want. So I think that's really cool. Thumbs up for that, and that actually wraps it out. Now we actually managed to finish this video. High five ourselves. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My kind of what I like about Germany. If you have other things, if you're German or if you have been to Germany before, let me know in the comments if there are things that I didn't mention that you love about Germany. You can also tell me things that you hate about Germany. There are some things that I don't like so much. Maybe I'm gonna make another video in the future about that. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, or don't if you didn't like it, that's fine too. And subscribe to me if you want. And if you want to be super extra cool, you can also press this bell thing next to the subscribe button, because apparently that gives you notifications when I upload, which can come in handy sometimes, you know. See you super extra soon. I really want to upload more, and I hope I can manage it. I think we're on a good roll here, so yeah, stay cool and banana out. sounds disgusting.
Yeah.